Coming to you live from the top floor of the OBB Corporate Tower in downtown Coral Gables. You're listening to the top-rated American football podcast in countries that don't play American football. Ain't that some shit? These are the Orange Bowl Boys.
Brought to you by Ed Morse. Join the over 2 million people that are backed by Morse. Visit edmorse.com.
Here's Toast, Roman, and Scoop.
Welcome to the Mario era, chapter 52.
When he does the Mario and look at my loafers as I walk up to the number 5 spot in recruiting. My loafers. It's me, Mario. Look at my loafers.
I think it wasn't. Isn't it Ricky that created that whole thing?
Yeah, no,
I think
ours,
Ricky the King did that whole thing.
No, Canes Rev with the Miami Hurricane video. That was Canes Rev killed it with like the little Miami
that
Hurricane
video.
gif with the, oh my goodness, it was fantastic. That thing went viral. Good job, OBB legend. Attaboy, how you guys doing?
Doing good, man. How about you?
I'm feeling all American.
Yeah, we got a great guest coming up, guys. We got Kam Kinchens going to be coming on, reigning all-American safety. Oh, hell yes.
And we're going to bring the kitchen sink with a bunch of questions his way.
Maybe he'll even do 5 questions with us. We'll have to wait and see. You said the recruiting class was at number 5. It's actually dropped to number 6 because we had a decommitment. Kamari Rogers, last year cornerback coming in and is now going to Mississippi State, I believe.
I'll go back up to the top of 5 because I got my loafers. Well, he was on the, yeah. No, we'll see.
Also lost Connor Liu, the offensive lineman, to Auburn. Interesting reason why we lost him to Auburn, I found out.
Aviation school.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
Apparently, Connor was soured on Harsin as the head coach, and that's basically why he was with us. And the minute they made that coaching change, he was like, okay, well, let's see what happens. And then who knew Auburn had a really good aviation program? I was like, what?
I Googled it. Yeah. I wanted to make sure, too, because that didn't seem real.
Right.
I mean, no offense to our Alabama natives, but I was like, yeah, it just wasn't screaming aviation school.
Like he said in his decommitment, he said, look, it's a long-term process here, looking past football, after football. He needs to align himself in a better space.
Yeah.
I mean, he can't, look, by all means.
Not a problem.
We
got Samson tomorrow.
Yeah, let's go pancakey. Pancakeys.
He's going to pancake us right up into the number 3 spot.
We better get Pancake Honcho.
Pancake.
I mean, I'll be honest with you. I am prepared to swear off waffles during his tenure here and only eat pancakes.
Oh, his whole tenure.
Just eat 1 or 2.
I'll even forsake French toast.
Oh, French toast is still the best.
It is. I'm anxious to see what sort of NIL deal he gets with the pancake thing.
Oh, easy. If we can't procure him an IHOP NIL deal, I mean, what's wrong with this? I mean, IHOP, the International House of Pancakes. Mm-hmm. It's him, Pancakey. And we got a Hurricane Bane.
Yes, we do.
Let's go mobile. Yeah, that's what we did. I mean, fascinating player, just a sack machine, and it's just he's a hurricane kid. I mean, that is a hurricane guy. ESD's coming out. Let's just get these pens to paper as quick as we can. Lock up this class and the off-season tickets, man. I bought mine.
Well, and apparently, if you believe what he said, Bain had made a silent commitment to Miami, at least over a week ago. So it seems like he had already made that commitment when he took that visit to FSU. And man, you really got to feel bad for the FSU folks. I mean, it is just it's rough, dude. Like you just had your first winning season since 2017. You came down to your rival's house and kicked them in the teeth and won by over 40, humiliated them on their home field. And within 60 days, you can't win a recruiting battle with them head to head. Like, holy shit. Like, woof. That's insane.
I set them off from my account with 2 tweets. Boy, did they want to come after me and like hives. The first one was because our boy Jordan Travis announced unfinished business, and he's returning to Florida State next year, to which I subtweeted and said, Bad draft grade, huh? I'm like, unfinished business, my ass. You know, you're coming back because you have to. You got an undrafted free agent status. What else are you going to do? Come back to college, finish up your degree. We think you've improved immensely. You just kicked our ass, but it wasn't for unfinished business. We can tell you that. And this is the thing along the lines of what you said, Toast. I said, we had a terrible season. We did. It was 5-7. It was horrible, right? Absolutely horrible. And I said Mario's class, and I think what set them off is the fact that I said, unprecedented. I was like, the fact that coming off the backs of 5-7, you only have so many characters on Twitter, but this is an unprecedented class for Mario Cristobal, and the rivals can't unwrap the wires in their brain to see that they're both true, right? Yes, we had a terrible season. Yes, we're kicking your ass in recruiting. Yes, it's not the same. It's not the same thing. They try to commingle it. They try to make it like when we beat them in recruiting. Oh, but you're terrible. We beat you by 40 points. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We paid Mario Cristobal for a ton of money to be the head coach here. Why? Because he's the next Lincoln Riley? Like, was that his prowess? Or because he kicks ass in recruiting? It's because he's pretty badass in recruiting. And this is what he was paid here to do, and he's doing it. Oh, they went off. But I muted him, so it's fine.
Can I bring up one thing? One thing?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I want to bring up one thing. Just a small concern. And I think that Rose touched on this in the past. And look, I'm no Debbie Downer, right? I'm always drinking the Kool-Aid. And the recruiting class is top 5. Going to be top 3. I'm a little concerned over the lack of really standout playmakers.
Wide receivers is probably what you're getting at. We have some, but I'll address this.
We have Ray and we have Robbie Washington, and they're both electric, both very small, right? Smaller guys, and we got a lot of those. So I'm just a little concerned with it. Now I think he's going to go into the portal and he's going to try to get some help
from Oregon,
there.
Right?
Yes,
yeah.
please.
There's plenty out there. Look, and then he had Seven McGee on campus, who's since committed to Jackson State yesterday or today, I think. So, from our understanding, Mario kind of put that on hold to see what was happening, and so I think he knows what he's looking at, but. Missing out on the Innises of the world, right? And then today you see the dude from wherever down, I can't even think of his name, guy to Miami, number 1 receiver in the country for the 2024, just committed to Brian Hartline and OSU today. So we're still dealing with the fact that the top receivers in South Florida like to go elsewhere. And I get it. Look, when you have somebody who can say, I've got this guy and 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 this guy, and you can be that guy and you can be this guy and you can be that guy. I understand why they go there, right? It was the same pipeline for Alabama. I get it. Just an outside observation. I'd like to see a little bit more of that because I don't see our offense.
I just want to praise former OBB alum. Well, he's current OBB alumni. Current OBB alumni Josh Pate. The guy is brilliant. And it's all I'm going to make it into a nice, pretty gift. And we're going to unwrap this together and we're going to wrap our heads around what he's been trying to tell us when he's been on our show. The Josh Gaddis hire is not going to go the way you think it's going to go, right? He said it, even when we were drinking the Kool-Aid at its finest and we didn't play a single game. And we asked him, what is Mario Cristobal's kryptonite? Because we're all drinking the Kool-Aid. And he said, and if you remembered, he goes, wide receiver recruiting. He said, and I remember this, at a certain time, yes, you've put number 1 guys in the league. You've put first rounders in the league. You've recruited some good wide receivers, but you haven't put that wide receiver yet into the league. You haven't started that pipeline, right? And I'm like, okay, I'll put that in my mental Rolodex. I'll roll to it. And I just came to it today because I'm like, yeah, you're right, Scoop. But he said that. And you're right. We got to go ahead and nail that wide receiver. Not only do we got to get his name on the paper, get him into the program, but we got to start showing those playmakers on that side of the ball, because we weren't really able to last year. We had a lot hit the portal. A lot of guys we had high hopes for, they couldn't do it. And then again, Josh Pate, oh my goodness, did you hear his NIL and NFL like analogy today?
No.
Or yesterday? He's like, listen, the ultimate NIL deal is an NFL deal. So some of these guys, and Innis, and this is what brings me to your point, because you mentioned not getting Brandon Innis, and he was like, okay. He's like, some of these people aren't coming out with the biggest NIL deals. And Ohio State was rumored not to have the biggest NIL deals. It was rumored that Miami had the biggest NIL deal ready to go for Innis, to which he responded. And he subtweeted Josh Pate, and he basically said, but guys realize the ultimate NIL deal is the NFL deal, and if they have that track record to get you the NFL and they're good at getting this particular position group, they're more apt to go there. And he subtweeted it and was like, amen, listen to this. Goes to show you, right? University of Miami might have lost out on that one because of track record and obviously offensive. That it's something they got to shore up. It was the thing that Josh Pate said, it was the Achilles heel of Mario, and hopefully it is something we shore up in the future.
Listen, he brought him in to recruit him. It's on Mario. He's going to have to get some stud playmakers in here. That's just, he's doing it on defense. He's going to have to do it on offense.
Yeah, and develop them and get them into the league. So why is Brian Hartline getting wide receivers hand over fist? Because look at what he's been able to do. Yeah. Look at what he's been able to do. He's got the track record at that position.
He's got the track record, and he's got South Florida connections, and all these wide receivers' fathers loved him when he was playing for the Dolphins.
Thank you. You brought that up. That's a wonderful point. I will say this, too. Miami, for you to have a resurgence, for you to get to the next level, you have to do it with a wide receiver. That's excellent. You have to. Listen, we're talking about playmakers. Hello, the guy named Playmaker was a wide receiver at Miami. Like, the name is there. At a certain point, you have to. It's not even a nice thing like, oh, we'll just 12 set our way out of this. We'll just have great tight ends. We'll be tight end you. We'll win national championship. No, you can't. You need that wide receiver who is just going to win one-on-ones religiously and consistent. And, that is something we have to do.
You've got, he went ahead and he found, if he can pick another Colby Young out of the portal, and I know he's not a big guy, but at 6 feet, I think after he was over the injury last year, I think Jacoby can be explosive, 100%, can be a game breaker and can break huge plays. So I think there's guys there. I think he's just he's gonna have to find some more guys though, but he'll do it. He's Mario. This is what he does. He did it at Oregon. Yeah. It's not like he has been unable to recruit wide receivers in the past. He'll get them here.
And how is this?
And listen, let me ask a question. Do you care if they're South Florida wide receivers? As long as he gets a playmaker from like Arizona, you don't give a shit.
As long as they're developed and they do well and they sign and they ball out in the league, then the South Florida kids will stay home. It's just that you need to have you can't have kinks in the armor, right? You just can't have it. So when we get the next Jerry Jeudy to emerge down here, that kid, I don't want to lose him to Hartline again and essentially say that it's because it comes back to it because Hartline's put more guys in the league. Listen, you got to get them in the door, and then you got to develop them. That's the key word. You got to develop them at that position, and you could develop a lot of those wide receivers at that position when you have a system that's more advantageous.
All right, so we're going to get to Kam Kinchens here in just a second. We also got to talk about our partners here for just a minute. But first, before we do, we have to bring up what was just the gut punch, I think, for all of college football this week, and that was the untimely and sudden passing of the Pirate, Mike Leach, head coach of Mississippi State University. And man, dude, it was just when they surprise you like that, it was a go. I don't know about you guys, dude. That one hit me.
I couldn't have thought of a worse person for that to happen to. Look, we've been joking that he's my mentor for the past 5 years on this show. There was no one better to alleviate the tension that is college football than Mike Leach, and there's no one that even comes close to being second in line. And that's the sad part, right? Because there's just nothing else like it. Nothing else No one else like him. I mean, I'm broken up about it, honestly. And I don't, I mean, that's part of life, man. That shit happens and it's unfortunate, but damn it. I gutted, felt just heartbroken about the entire thing because he's honestly a national treasure, like a true treasure to the sport, to life in general. You can, because he talks about everything other than football. I mean, sucks, man. Just flat out sucks.
I'll keep it short and sweet. We say a lot in culture, like hyperbole. There will never be another Mike Leach. End quote.
Yep. Listen, and it's kind of like an older thing to say, but I don't think you guys can probably understand what I'm saying here. But over the last 20 years in coaching, we've lost the personalities and the characters, and for a number of reasons, but back when we were growing up, I mean, whether it was college basketball or college, there were colorful personalities on the sidelines that would, with legendary press conferences. And those are just, it's a different time now. And he was like a piece of that past. And you're right, Scoop, like there's no one behind that. It was so condolences to his family. Everyone, you can tell how popular it was just with the outpouring of support from all of his colleagues. And I'm pretty sure Lane Kiffin never been happier to lose a game than the fact that he lost that final Egg Bowl.
And it was a nice touch. Whoever snuck into the stadium and at half mast raised the pirate flag. Good job.
Well, dude, good job. How appropriate that they're going to play in their bowl game in a stadium that has a pirate ship.
Yeah, like playing in Tampa.
Yeah, like the universe just, it's like sometimes, yeah. All right.
Sometimes it smiles.
Before we get into our guest, let's talk about our friends. There is no better holiday Christmas gift that you can give someone than a car. Just telling you,
with a big red bow.
It's the best. It's the best. It's the best gift you can give for the holidays. And if you want to pull that off, I'm pretty sure you can still pull that off. You still got 11 days or 10 days. And I'm sure the good folks at edmorse.com can help you pull that off. So go ahead and give them a call. Any of their dealerships across the country, all of the different brands they have going on. And the best part is that loved one that you get that gift for will be backed by Morse and the price protection promise. And there's no one better to be backed by. And remember, if you find yourself in the Daytona area, maybe you want something with two wheels, like a Harley. Teddy Morse can help you out.
Teddy Morse's Harley Davidson. Just ridiculous.
Vroom, vroom.
And guess what?
And I told you, I was at one a week ago. Mm-hmm. I was at the Sawgrass variety. A lot of inventory. Like, so they're getting inventory back on the lots. So you don't have to do the touchless thing, and at Morse.com you certainly can, but you can go, you can sit in it, you can smell the new car smell, you can drive it off the lot, have a little fun, bring it back and say, yep, this is the one I want right here.
Nice.
You talked about the Daytona one. I was literally just there. I was staring at the Teddy Morse Daytona Harley Davidson store. It was me. I saw it. I was like, look, there it is. Was up there for Towtows Volleyball. Beautiful inventory too. Beautiful inventory. My Ed Morse drives 185.
So we've had some action with our friends at Life Wallet, signing up some NIL deals, new NIL deals, renewing NIL deals. No better way to support the program, folks, than to go ahead and download the Life Wallet app and get that on your phone, on your tablet, whatever. It is the best way to get all of your medical information under one spot. You probably don't even realize when you think back, if you're like, in your 40s or whatever, just how many one-off doctors did I see for something here or then or this? All those records are in different offices all over the friggin' place. Life Wallet brings it all into one app, and it could literally save your life at some point. So do sign up for Life Wallet at lifewallet.com. And they just launched a sports agency.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And that sports agency is actually, it's a weird dynamic. I don't know if you saw the article for this, but the actual building that they use has a sustainable energy source. So they're very conservatives in terms of saving the planet. Apparently it runs on gator tears. So it's like a hydro plane system, new revolutionary, because our boy John is making them cry on Twitter. So well done, Life Wallet. I'm not top row watching, but there is a Miami Hurricanes flow grown fade out long sleeve shirt. Sexy. And of course, OBB alumni, Dime Life, Mr. Dime Life himself, the Sebastian Big Bird t-shirt. You can definitely tell that that's a Dime Life shirt. And we had that when he was on here. You add those two together, you're up over $99, and it's free shipping anywhere. 2511 South University Drive, Davie, Florida, 954-835-5597. It's the fastest shipping in the West. Caneswear.
The Tank Brewery. You got to go to, listen, the holidays are here. You know you're going to have days off. You need to have plenty of stuff to drink in your house, and you need plenty of beer. The IPAs. And listen, you want to go into the new year, you want to lose some weight, stock up on the Loca. Low calorie. That is a beer you can drink and lose weight for your New Year's resolution in 2023. You find all this stuff at one spot, the Tank. And if you're looking for a place, if you live down by there, looking for a place to go just sit out and watch some bowl games, some NFL playoff games, maybe go there Saturday night for a Dolphins-Bills game, Tank is a great place to watch the game. They got great kitchen, scratch kitchen, and, of course, all the great beers on tap.
Yes, it's going to be cold in that Buffalo game. It's going to be warmer at the Tank Brewery than it is going to be in Buffalo when the Dolphins get there. And what else is cold is that Daniel offense right now. Tua.
Oof. They got to warm things up fast. Yeah.
Yeah. And nothing warms it up better than the OBB Fins pod with John Michaels. So you can listen to that because he definitely has some hot takes. So
listen, I'm going to be going up north. I'll be up there this weekend, and it's going to be cold. And I'm absolutely going to bring some Creating Better Days gummies with me just because, not only euphoria kind of warms the soul a little bit, so take a couple of gummies and kind of take the edge off that cold. You think, Scoop, it'll work? It'll work.
Do they have – I'm looking at the Delta 9s right now just because I'm kind of curious. They got the 15 count, the 30 count. But, there's different – there's the rainbow candy, there's the mango passion, cherry lime, dragonberry, melon ice, black ice, and then all the way down at the bottom here, there's THCV energy gummies.
Oh.
I'm like, wait, what? I'm going to have to talk to Ron about the energy gummies because can I take that instead of drinking caffeine or something? That might be a good idea.
Oh. Maybe we should send some of those to Mario, use up on the cafecitos.
Man, I wonder if the Delta 8s have them too. This is pretty interesting. There's so many options. Honestly, there's so many options as far as the Delta 8s, the Delta 9s, which he calls the happy stuff, the euphoria stuff, right? There's the oils. Here's the THCV gummies, which is the energy gummies. But they have them for pets. They have for recovery, for relaxation, for sleep. I think that's it. You can take all three of those in one time, right? There's focus too. So you take the focus, right? Now here's what you do. You get up, you work out, you take the recovery, right? And then after that, you got to take the focus because you got to get through the day. Mm-hmm. And then at about 6, 7 o'clock, you pop a relaxation one. And then at about 10:30, 11, you hit the sleep. You get one each. I don't even know if that's advisable, but it sounds like a great idea. Right?
And remember, the Life Wallet app. The Life Wallet app will keep all your medical records in one place. So if you over-gummy this, which we don't recommend, please contact your doctor for usage and gummy responsibly. Thank you. This has been a public announcement by your OBB review team.
Go ahead, and gummy responsibly by using that OBB promo code. You'll get 20% off all that great stuff that Scoopy just said. The entire site. Yeah.
So wonderful. You know what I'm thinking? Because it's that time of year, right? It's that time of year. And one of the traditions of that time of year is just the things that are around the tree and just stockings, right? Because they're there and they're hung with care. You know what else could be hung with care? Your balls. And the best way to do that is with promo code OBB Manscaped. And there's a holiday sale, 10% off the entire website with free shipping. You got 5 days, people. You got a 20% OBB code. We think it's going to overlap. Plus it's 10% and it's free shipping.
And you get free candy canes.
And you're going to see how many you can stack up, baby. Anyway. So there you go. There you go. Now everything is just looks pristine. Everything's hung with care. including your balls. And your balls will thank you, just like Toast thanks his.
Well, and listen, I'll tell you, you for some of you, you may be noticing as you get a little older that the balls will start hanging a little bit lower. You use the crop mop, and it'll tighten them up a little bit. You wipe them down a little bit, and it kind of swings them up a little bit.
I was in a pool.
Yes, exactly. You're in a pool. Exactly. You're in a pool.
Cold, bro.
Yeah.
All right.
Manscaped.com, promo code OBB.
And you know what's coming next because we just talked about the balls.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we got packages. We got packages at beatingthebookie.com. Killing World Cup soccer right now.
There's only one game left.
I know. The last 10 games, well, there's consolation games.
Yes, there is. Yes.
Last 10 days, absolutely blistering World Cup soccer. Another sweep today in the 2 games today. Had a big 3-unit game yesterday with Argentina and Croatia over 2. Just killing it. And then college hoops is still on a major run. NHL hockey, NFL football. Now the bowl season's coming up. So what you can get is a package. You can get 30-day packages. You can even get as long as a year package. I don't know what the prices are. Go to beatingthebookie.com. It's got everything you want. And you can mix and match the sports. If you just want to do soccer, you just want to do whatever. And then golf's going to kick back up too. So after the first of the year, golf will kick back up as they head out to Hawaii. And then the tournaments start ramping back up for 2023. At Beating the Bookie on Twitter, on Instagram, on TikTok. Get your free plays. Play your free plays if you want. When you start winning all those, you realize that you should get the package and go from there. Beatingthebookie.com.
If you need a place to place those bets, no better place to go than your app store. And download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Use promo code TPPN and place a $5 bet on any NFL team to win their game and get $150 in free bets if they do. Only at DraftKings Sportsbook with code TPPN. Minimum age and eligibility restrictions apply. See show notes for details. All right, boys. Are you ready to break our cherry?
Yeah, let's go.
When you've been doing a Miami Hurricanes podcast for over 250 episodes for over 4 years, there's not a lot of first-time things that can happen anymore. We've pretty much covered that, except for today. Never before in this podcast history have we had a reigning All-American on the program, and that changes today. Ladies and gentlemen, number 24, Kam Kinchens is in the house.
What's up? Yo.
What's up?
How you doing, man?
Doing great.
So
Great, too, if my name was put in the wrap.
right? So what was it like when they said, oh, my God, you're going to be an All-American?
It was crazy because after I made like the CBS last 247 one, it's like, okay, I'm like, it's probably expecting not to get the Walter Camp and then the Football Writing Association. So I was watching the award ceremony like Jim Thorpe and all that type of stuff, and I seen like the Walter Camp, like I ain't make it. So then I see I ain't make like the Football Writing Association. So I'm thinking probably like, okay, like we ain't do that good this year, so I'm probably not gonna make none of them except like the CBS one. And then I just got the call from Coach Chris Ball like 10 minutes, like 10, 15 minutes before they posted it. And he was just like, congratulations, like you're All-American. And I was just like, whoa, like it was just
That's
crazy.
gonna be so cool. And
Yeah,
you know, and this is what I envision, Cam. Like you're gonna start practice, right? You're gonna have some young buck now that's new to the squad. You're gonna have a couple new players. We'll touch on that later. He's gonna try to like maybe buck up on you, and all you got to do is just point up at him. Just look up, dude.
That's a true story. You point the scoreboard.
Don't even
just
say
point
a
up
word, Cam. Just what a flex. What a humble flex. Just point up and then walk
Come
away.
Here. Hey, come here, Rook. Let me show you something real quick.
How?
See that?
When I'm about to say it, I want to get your instant reaction. You look up there. Your name is up there. Taylor Reed. Kinchens.
A blessing.
Yeah.
Stuff you dream about. And just plenty of times like coming out here, working out at night and just dreaming about my name being up there and for it to actually happen is amazing.
But you said the appropriate thing there, right? Which is coming out here late at night and working for that to become a reality. And Mario has said it, and I think the entire fan base knows it and says it. Well, if we had 22 Kam Kinchens, right?
Yeah.
We'd be perennial national champions because that's just the type of person and player you are. That's what he wants this program to be, is a team full of you. That's, I mean, and that proves it. That shows it right there, right? That shows it right there. It's, man, you work hard, good things happen.
We had your teammate Clay James on last week, and he's been here for like 27 years, and he's finally moving on. And we asked him, so listen, now that you're one of the leaders going out, who do you look in that locker room and see as the next leaders coming through, and you were the first name out of his mouth? What does it mean to you, and how much pride do you take in yourself that right now you're a team leader on this squad?
It means a lot, and especially coming from Clay. Like, Clay is one of the guys that's doing everything right. And it was this year he had made one of the societies for having the best GPA, above a 4.0 or something like that. And I think that was an amazing accomplishment for him. And to do it while being at practice all the time and being I know he ain't taking no easy degree either. So just to being out here and working hard, he always out here on Saturdays and Sundays, especially in the off season. He was just getting snaps in and stuff. He was giving his all for the program. But it's great to.
He had a degree in dodging questions, because I kept trying to ask the man who wants to be an offensive coordinator, what kind of offense will you run? And he would not budge. He says, well, he said, what kind of talent do I have? I was like, I don't know, maybe a first-round quarterback, some really good running backs, some,
He skirted that for an hour.
Yeah, just would not do it. Not do it whatsoever. Go ahead, Scoopy.
No, I was gonna say, thinking of Clay, and he's got a little bit extra time to study, right, during practice and stuff. He's on the sideline getting study time in. Right? Come on.
He's snapping a ball with run hand, and then his book, he's biology book. Cam's got way too much.
He's got his beaker out there and his Bunsen burner.
So this has been awesome. However, you're the safety. You got to make adjustments. Now, one of the biggest adjustments that happened somewhere in the middle of the year, I felt like the back end really shored up. Kam, earlier in the year, some of the big plays, was it just communication? Was it a new system? Was it us just maybe trying to do too much? What was it? Because by the end of the year, I felt you guys did much, much better down on the back end.
I think it was a little bit of everything. Communication was one of the things that we needed to work on, especially coming into the new system. It was kind of hard, just trying to grasp everything. The thing was, Coach Steele trying to slow it down for us, but at the same time, we didn't want to slow it down. We wanted everything, because we didn't want to go out there with 5 plays and guys just pick us apart. So we was trying to run as much as possible. And at the beginning, we wasn't really, catching on to it. We were saying we had basically too much on our plate for ourselves. Even though he was trying to take some off, we was always nah, because we wanted to play, we want it. And then when it comes to the game, it's we kind of messing it up. So he started to dial it back. Coach just kind of reiterated everything, went over the whole playbook again. And we just started to get it more and just take our own extra time with everybody and kind of come together as a DB crew, especially the guys that was getting in. We got to watch extra film together. We got to walk throughs together, just so we make sure we got everything. Because adjustments, you can't really get too much in practice because you never know what they're going to bring out.
So one of the things I want to bring out to the casual listeners, and Kam, I do a series for casual fans who want to learn X's and O's. So when you hear Kam talk, you're oh yeah, there's a couple of things and we wanted more. And you're well, Ro, it only said a couple coverages. Why can't you get a couple coverages? Because in a moment's notice, they'll come out with a base coverage. As soon as a motion happens, it gets to a redirect coverage. And then as soon as maybe the one wide receiver stays short in the second one because of the redirect coverage, then it changes what you need to do. So just because there's one basic call, there's so many variants based on what the offense does. Mm-hmm. True or false?
True. That's one thing people don't understand. People always think, defense is one thing I thought going into college is defense is way easier than offense as far as playbook and stuff like that. And the offense may got 100 different plays, but they play set in stone regardless. But defense, you probably gonna have 20, 25 at the least, probably. But every play, with how offense is today, they gonna nobody's just gonna stand still and just run one play at you. Like,
Oh,
it's
that's
gonna
not
be,
true.
It's gonna be motion.
I was going to say, I don't want to get in too much trouble,
Yeah.
but I know an offense that runs exactly the play they show you they're going to run.
No. Go ahead, Cam.
What?
Go ahead.
Oh,
Don't let us deter
Totally
you.
tongue in cheek.
Yeah.
When teams motion and adjust is kind of like anything can happen, and you got like so many adjusters that just start from the top down and from the bottom down. Like the D line might have to say something different, or the safeties or the linebackers. Like it's so much that goes into one play.
Speaking of a particular offense, and I'm not going to get you in trouble, and you don't have to answer anything, right? We're here. You can Clay James us to death if you like. But you went against that particular offense on a daily basis. Did you not?
Yes.
Okay. So difficult, not difficult. You saw things on Saturdays that may or may not been more complicated, right? More variances.
I would say difficult in practice.
Okay.
Difficult in practice to read.
Okay. I got a question because this is something maybe I just learned recently. So, and it was from a conversation with John Beeson. Cam, I'll talk to you about your corners though, right? But obviously it's going to trickle. It's going to go up to you. Your corner could have a base man call, right? They could be in man. But if somebody takes a shallow cross because they're running a mesh, you break off your man and you play zone. Is that could be a call?
Yes.
Yeah. So, and that's what, like, even me just learning and being a student of this game, even though that they could come out and be in man coverage based on what that wide receiver. So there's a lot of real time things, especially with a new defense, that could go ahead and change. And thanks for answering that. That's cool.
So
But I want to go back and follow up to you. I want to follow up to you, but you get once. I've always felt this, Camp. You know what that offense, by what week do you know everything that offense you're going up against in practice is going to do? Like by what week? Like you know how those wide receivers run routes. Because I remember going to St. Thomas and playing, damn, by the like 5th, 6th week, those cornerbacks were clamps, bro. The safeties, I was trying to look them off, but they knew. they knew 50 comeback was coming, right? They knew it. I'm like, damn, stop squatting. When do you know?
Probably like after week 2 or 3.
See, these guys are smart.
Yeah,
You
they're-
can't show at the same time.
Yeah, because one thing about offense is like if you think something gonna work, you're not gonna go to some play that you might think not gonna work. Like you're gonna always go to the play that you think gonna work every play, unless it's probably like 3rd down and you have to get like a 1st down or something. They trying to go score. So
They're trying to mesh you. Yeah, 3rd down and short. They're going to try to run mesh.
They're
Right.
trying to mesh.
Yeah.
See, he's laughing. He's
laughing. He knows. I mean, we joke about it every week, pretty much. So it's one of those things.
Look at that smile. He got a great smile.
He does.
Oh my God.
Sorry.
I looked it up. I mean, I may laugh about that the rest of the show, to be honest with you. I looked it up earlier today because I was curious. You're a sophomore, right? How many sophomore first-team All-Americans has University of Miami had in the modern day? I didn't go back to the 50s and 60s, and that's a little too far back for me. But I went back into the 80s, and I only found one other guy, Benny Blades.
Wow.
Benny Blades was also only one of two-time consensus All-Americans. So Benny's got the double up there, right? He's got as a sophomore and a 2-time, and it brought me to a point because I was thinking to myself, this fan base, all fan bases really, are terribly impatient. And you have you come on, you have James come on, you have really kind of anyone who's new, who's highly touted. And they expect immediate impact, immediate success, immediately to be the best player on the field, whether it's offense or defense. So the whole point of this was when I'm looking at the All-American list, all of these dudes who won it for the University of Miami, all the greats, all the best to ever play here, are all juniors and seniors. And most of them only win it one time. Sean Taylor Jr., right? You had Benny Blades, obviously won it twice. Ed Reed, junior, senior, right? So you got to give these guys a chance. And when this program gets to where I believe and everybody believes Mario is bringing it to, I think those kids are going to have to wait. They're not going to be expected to be the best players on the field as soon as they step on campus.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So congrats on being one of only 2 that I could find as a sophomore.
As a sophomore.
That's insane.
That is.
Yeah.
Typically, you're technically an underclassman at that point. So remarkable things. Cam, if you could talk to me just casually, what was the biggest difference from Coach Steele's defense to Coach Manny's defense? Like, how was it stylistically different? What do you feel was the biggest difference this year?
Honestly, Coach Steele opened it up a little more.
Okay.
And I don't know if Coach Diaz kind of like dialed it back because of me and James.
Mm-hmm.
But Coach Steele like opened up a little more. And I think I fit better in Coach Steele's defense.
You mentioned James. And I will definitely – this is a report from Barry Jackson in the Miami Herald. Turns out Miami Hurricane safety James Williams played this past season with a torn labrum in his left shoulder. He had the injury surgically repaired today and will be ready for next season per his NIL reports company. Man, did you know about that? That he was just to go out there the whole year on that and to play. I mean, it changes our perspective because now, hey, hats off. Hats off.
Yeah, you got to thug it,
So, did you know? Did you know he was hurt?
him?
Or because you guys are close. I mean, there's he was dealing with some things I knew, but it's okay now because the report came out.
Yeah, but it don't really matter to us. You can have like nicks and stuff like that, but we had
It's part of football.
Yeah.
And now, in terms of the safety room, and before I get there, you know who Larry Bluestein is?
Love him.
The GOAT, right?
He loves you.
Yeah.
So of course, we've had the pleasure to talk to Larry, and I have had the pleasure of talking with him on numerous occasions. One of the rare people on this earth who's seen me throw a football, and he still knows how I throw a football, and he calls me by my real first name, which is weird because nobody calls me by my real first name, but that's how he knows me. And of course, all the buzz about this number one safety and this number one safety and that number one safety. And look at Miami. He goes, wait. The best one, and it's not close, is Kim. You'll see. And he said that.
Yep,
he said that
on the show.
And we're like, we don't want to fight with you, Blue, but well, look at that number one safety over there. Look, and you know what? Blue is right, and Blue is always right because the number one safety is right there. It's right there.
There you go. Nice.
Do you have a favorite play? Do you have a favorite play from this past season?
Probably my first pick, or either the forced fumble on Clemson game.
There you go.
Let me rephrase that. Do you have a play? The first pick was the one. Which one was it?
Bethune.
I guess Bethune. Okay.
Oh, I know.
Well, hold on a second. Don't jump in my little
Sorry.
thing here. Or let's change the question. Do you have a play that you made and when you got up, you thought to yourself, "Holy shit, that was dope"?
Yeah, it was probably that play.
Yeah.
Yeah, that.
All right. Yeah,
He covered
because mine was the Middle Tennessee State one.
Nah, that one I kind of felt like I ain't say I figured I was gonna catch it, but it's more the easier ones to me.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
He makes the hard look.
Yeah, he does. That's what an All-American does.
Cam, I'm not going this year because he went this year. You know when you came on my radar? It was last year against NC State. You want to know why? Because it's fourth down. Thayer Thomas earlier in the day does the U down taunt. They come into a stack, right? And I think you remember this on fourth down. They come into a stack.
Such a great play.
And they're literally trying to get the underneath guy. They're trying to get him on and out. And you had 0 false steps on it, right? You actually come up, break up the play. That was the game. That's what won the game for us. It was that fourth down play. And when I watched that back, I want to get you to confirm this. I'm like, he knew what was coming.
Yeah,
he knew. See, thank you.
I told you he knows the offense.
You knew it was coming. Once they lined up in that stack, you went and you broke on the ball. The way you broke on the ball, I'm like, this is special right here. This freshman just right now was in their back pockets.
I was kind of mad that everybody was kind of happy because of the play. And I was like, that's kind of like a routine play. Like everybody supposed to break on the ball and make a tackle. Like I really wanted an interception. Like I wanted to catch a pick six. Like, because the thing was, it was like, I knew the play was coming, but it was just one of those things. I kind of stayed a little deeper because six was kind of like a little a little further behind. But if I was able to I guess last year I was kind of hesitant with everything because I was a freshman. I didn't want to make no mistakes. But this year, I think I'd have probably jumped it because I'd have been out there and I'd have been playing freely.
Think about that. The whole time, right? He comes in, he wraps up, he's throwing his body around the back of him so he can keep him behind the sticks, and he's pissed off at himself the entire time he's taking the dude down. Think about that.
I just remembered, I'm like, that was the play of the game. That guy, it was that. And I'm like, man, that freshman just made one hell of a play. I mean, obviously, Tyler Van Dyke gets a lot of the credit because that was like a coming out party. He had just called out his defense. We had lost a couple games. He got hot. So a lot of the attention was there, but I never forgot that play. I was like, that was a great play by that freshman. That really
I saw it pop up on Twitter, I think, yesterday. So the portal, we talk about the portal. And my God, the entire secondary has now, except for you and James, Corey, maybe a couple of youngsters.
Yeah, Marquis, yeah.
Everybody else is gone.
Mm-hmm.
I saw, no, was it today? Somebody else.
Kamari.
Oh, the kid who went to, Crazy, right? Because now, and it goes back to what Rose said, because now you're going to, obviously they're going to go out to get some guys who can play, right? That's kind of the whole point, is to create the competition. But now they're not going to be all freshmen. Now they're going to be some dudes that have played elsewhere, have some status, have some clout, certainly had clout on their team potentially. But it goes back to the,
look up.
You can go sit your ass down, take a peek up there, see what you're dealing with. But it's different. That room's going to be vastly different next year.
Yeah, and I'm totally okay with that, and I want all the competition that comes.
Well,
that's the only thing that make us better.
Well, forget about the competition. We're talking about the fact that over the course of the season, that room, you guys start to, know how each other react and stuff like that. When just in the secondary as general, now you kind of lose that with a bunch of new guys coming in. How do you speed up that process during the offseason to get everybody to where you guys were at the end of this past season?
Extra work.
Okay.
They got to be everybody. They got to be everybody buying in. Honestly.
I love it.
It can't be.
He really is the best.
He is.
I wonder why.
It can't be nothing with like the coaches trying to tell us to come sit down. It got to just be us, like, because if coaches force it, then it's like we're gonna be looking for the coach help on the field. Like, why we can't do this, why we can't do that. But if we come together, and no matter who call it, like, it don't have to be me, it could be anybody. But just call in, we come out here, get some extra work. Like, walkthroughs are perfect, like, because you ain't gonna get tired. Your brain might hurt a little bit, but that's okay. You just kind of see.
You're the one who came out and basically said, "Look, if you don't feel like you can compete here, or you're not going to be a part of the work ethic, kick rocks."
Yeah.
And your whole room left you, Cam.
See, and I'm gonna tag me in, Scoop. Tag me in, because I want to take the same concept. Because I said the same thing. I'm like, listen, that was a healthy safety room, and Cam's All-American status in his phenomenal year, it scared everybody away. Like, there's nobody here because they're like, I'm not playing over that guy. So I know you want the competition, bro.
But it shows you what you need to know, though. Yeah, that's the truth.
It does.
All right, so let me ask you this, Cam, because we know that you are a tireless worker, but you also have to have a moment in your day or during the week where you need to decompress and you do something besides football. So what is that? Do you play video games? Do you binge TV shows? Do you read books? Like, what do you do if you're not putting in extra time at the facility?
Probably playing video games or probably watching a show.
What video game?
I like playing Madden and 2K and Call of Duty.
Call of Duty. Yeah. We have a bunch of fans of the pod that play Call of Duty together. Yeah, we all. I suck balls, right? I'm total trash. My KD is like a 0.5. I suck. Like,
mine ain't that bad.
Yeah,
I gotta look better.
Cam, when they play with me, it's not called Call of Duty. They call it. We're playing Buyback Toast.
See, one thing I don't play is Warzone. I can't play that because only time I can play it is Rebirth. Like, all that dying and waiting, watching my teammates.
That's what sucks for me. Exactly.
I be basically begging them to come like get me, and then they be making me mad because they don't want to revive me because they know I'm just die again. But
thank you. See, I gotta play with you, Ken. We gotta play together. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Jesus. You realize how good our lobby would be, Cam? Our lobby would be total trash. We'd actually have a decent run.
That's good. That's when
Right?
we do good.
Exactly. We wouldn't be in an all-American lobby, I can assure you that.
Toasting Cam.
Every
They're the
time,
cover 2 safeties of Call of Duty.
every time I have one good like game in Call of Duty, they always put me like in this Navy SEAL chat.
Yeah.
And like now I'm getting like 2 kills.
I can't do the COD life, man. I play a lot of video games, but COD not my thing, man. Not my thing. Who's the best COD player at Miami?
Chase Smith.
Oh,
Really?
I dropped like 30 kills in like a team deathmatch. And then I called Chase. I'm like, Chase, look, I dropped 30 kills or whatever like that. He like, all right, join my game. I join his game. He drops 80 kills.
Oh, gee.
And you know what he did to you? You know, I know exactly because he told me the story. He went just like this. Look at me, Kim. He went like this. he pointed up. He pointed up. Yeah. Look up there. Look at who's on the top of the leaderboard, bro. Oh my goodness. So Mario, he actually said he felt threatened by you because he has to kick you out of the building, right? He's like, it's like the only, like, you've seen it. Obviously, if you witness each other, how tireless of a worker is Coach Mario Cristobal?
Unexplainable. He's the first person there, last person there, literally. And it's like, it don't matter what time you come. Like, I don't even think he leave the building, honestly. Like, it'd be crazy. Because it don't matter, like, what time. Like, you could just be driving by the campus, and you just see his car. Like, it's just crazy. It could be probably like 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, and you just will see his car. And then you could come back probably 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, and his car is still there.
Have you had any of his cafecitos, any of his little Cuban coffees?
Nah.
Because he got you hooked up.
That's what probably keep him going, though.
Yeah, that's what we know. That's what we know. We think a great gift from us would be a camel pack and like a box full of like his favorite Cuban coffee, so he could just take that and just sip on the go, right? But I need to get your comment. I need you to get it because it's taking a life of its own. It's taking a life of its own, bro. But what's up with the loafers? He just laughs.
He always wearing them, and it's like, I guess they got to be the most comfortable thing ever because you love wearing them.
So he wears them all the time?
Yeah. Except probably like in practice, but other than that, you always gonna see him with them.
He would though if he could, right? He would literally.
Well, he would, but he can't with shorts. That'd be a little.
But he doesn't wear shorts.
Yeah,
Oh,
he
practice
does.
on the games.
He wears.
For the games. For the games, he wears his loafers.
Yeah.
For the games, his loafers.
Those are like Steve Madden's or something. They're super comfortable.
Tireless worker, and obviously, I know when you're part of the program too, you gotta like poke your head in a little bit in terms of recruiting. You see the recruits that he's bringing in. Currently, Miami sits at a top 5 class. How does that impact you? Is it something like, oh wow, see this? I know we're going in the right. Look at, does that recruiting like affect you in the same way that affects the fan base, or talk me through that?
I don't know, like, because I don't really get into the rankings. You know, that don't really mean nothing. Because a guy could be a 5-star and not be nothing, or a guy could be a 2-star and be a great something. But just kind of like, honestly, I go watch their film too. Like, if it's a guy, I go watch him, and then I just know if it's the guy or not. Like,
great question.
Yeah.
Of the guys that we have committed, if you've watched their film, who's a guy that's really impressed you?
I like Robert Stafford, and I like Kamani McLean too. Yeah, they nice. But my favorite one, Ruben. Ruben he's just a dog. Like.
He leads the nation in sacks over the last 2 years, right?
He just an animal. And then sometimes he be going against the West, and he be dogging. I'm like, you gotta calm down.
Listen, he had to be a hurricane because we talked amongst us. And we were like, that is probably the most hurricane. I mean, his nickname's Hurricane Bane. I said the only other name that we've ever heard that is so Miami related was a guy that used to be a running back here named Storm Johnson. I'm like, if your name's Storm Johnson or Hurricane Bane, you have to play for the Miami Hurricanes. Like, you just have to. And Mario had such a like unique response because when you ever see what Mario posts on Twitter when he gets a recruit, it's the same thing. It's saying that what?
The Santana Moss?
Santana Moss, what? Right? But he was so
Bane
excited.
got his own.
Yes, he got his own. He got Bane. He got literally Bane. So good for him. Even Mario was
like,
excited.
wait a minute, man.
So
he got his own GIF.
So that just goes to show you, Cam loves Bane's film, and Mario, who's in the building at the same time. That you guys probably watched it together.
They do. They're watching. They're watching.
Look, hey, what do you think of him? He's nice.
That's exactly what's happening.
He's nice.
Mario's putting the film on. He's like, Cam, come here for a second. They offer this kid or not?
What do you think he's going to be fine? No, we have high hopes for Cormani as well. Had the opportunity to see him on a 7-on-7 event. It's just natural guy, and he's what you want a cornerback one to be, right?
You got that swagger. Yeah.
Yeah, you got to have swagger. You got to have a short memory. And no matter you give up a 40-yard bomb, like the next hitch that you like barely like the cornerback could air it into the actual stands fit. Had nothing to do with the cornerback, but that cornerback's going to let you know that was me who did that. Right? Of course. And I think Cormani fits the bill.
Yeah.
Mario comes in and everyone's talking about the fact that there's going to be a culture change. He's bringing their new culture, all that stuff. The first season is in. We've seen a lot of folks come out walk out the door. We got a lot of folks walking in the door. In your opinion right now, is that culture getting entrenched in the locker room, that new culture that Mario brought in? Is it winning the room over?
Yes.
Okay.
So Toast put out, this is a different way of saying that same question. He put out an article on a site that we have, OBB Legend, and it was kind of like there's two types of guys in the locker room. There were the Manny guys, and there are the Mario guys. And some of the Manny guys could be Mario guys, but you have to make the transition, right? Mm-hmm. Like yourself. So now you're starting to see it was kind of like the civil divide, right? It was kind of like there's this group and there's this group. And you kind of alluded to it, like maybe you were talking to this group when you were saying, hey, look, I don't think you guys are cut, your teeth are cut for this, really. I mean, could you sense that in there? Was the locker room divided some with that kind of thing, or was it more based on just position groups?
I wouldn't think it was divided because of a many thing. I think a lot of players was offended by that. Like, that's one thing the players didn't like when I guess fans would be on the thing talking about, don't expect nothing because it's many guys and stuff like that. But I don't think it was divided because of nothing like that. I think it was just we just wasn't gelling together.
How much attention does the locker room pay to what the fans are saying on social media, on Twitter, on Instagram and stuff? Are you guys reading that and bringing it into the locker room, or do you guys kind of try to keep that at arm's length?
One thing about me, it doesn't hurt me. So even at the wins or losses, I go read it, and it just be laughter to me. Because most of the time, it'd be the things that make me laugh the most is when like a person says like something outrageous that you can clearly tell is not they don't know what's going on. So stuff like that, we kind of like that. And then honestly, I do look at stuff on there and be like, okay, like I get what they said, stuff like that, but it doesn't. I don't think anything that goes into like the locker room. I don't think it'd be no harm, no foul. You get what I'm saying?
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. Well, you have the ability. You have the ability to rationalize, right? And see, when you see something like you said that's outrageous, that's probably from someone who doesn't quite understand how to get through the day.
Yeah, our main account. Our main account. Okay, go ahead.
No, that's not true. Our main account is wonderfully touted out there.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, I see it kind of like, I think for the locker room, while you were speaking, Cam, I just got this imagery in my head. It's like, in terms of fans, and it's every fandom, right? It's not just Miami. And that's the thing. Oh, Miami Hurricane fans are bad. And look, I'm like, look, go pay attention to Florida after a loss, Alabama after a loss. Yeah, Alabama after a loss. Cam, they want to fire Saban. Like, You're dumb. You don't fire Saban because you lost 2 games in a season. Like, come on now. Go, like, he's got to go. He's got to go. But it almost seems like you have to have the approach where it's a pickup game in basketball where, you're not calling every foul. You're not taking it as personal. But then, like, sometimes people take it like it's an NBA game where you got to officiate it where, like, no hand checking. You got to have that. You got to have it where it's just, like, loose on the playground, right? You can't take it that personal. No harm, no foul. I like that.
Yeah.
Cam's in the building now. He's got the pads behind him, aren't you? You going to go watch film after this or what?
Nah, I'm going to catch some balls with TC and DP.
Oh, nice. Okay. All right. Yeah. Well, so now what is the plan for the offseason now? I know obviously there's going to be points where you can't be hanging out with the coaches. So as a team leader, will you be taking it upon yourself to kind of help schedule activities with the guys to make sure that, things are still moving in the same direction?
Yes, to the extent, kind of everybody like going through like the injuries or whatever like that. So everybody kind of focus on getting their body back together. But as we get closer to the time of everybody has to come back, you know, people going home to see their families and stuff like that. Don't want to interfere with that. So as we, I guess, get more guys in and stuff like that, like most stuff get to be established, then we can kind of like work from there. You know, we kind of like, I guess, on the short-handed side right now. So it's like we just working what we got.
How optimistic are you for next season?
I'm very optimistic. I wouldn't think nothing else. So.
Oh, good, because I am too. I'm super optimistic for next season. I freaking can't wait for September to get here.
Obviously, you would have liked to make a bowl game.
Of course.
But are you terribly upset that you don't have to practice the month of December and you can just heal up, focus on your own stuff, practice, do that whole thing? Because really, and I didn't even think about this when I started to ask the question, but realistically, think of going to a bowl. This isn't for you guys, but for everybody. And the portal now in place. I mean, 30% of rosters are changing over.
Yeah, you can see like the Macau. He entered the portal and he's still planning his bowl game. So it's kind of be like, is you really playing for us type of thing?
Yeah, that's true.
That's weird stuff.
It is weird. Yep. Nuts.
That is weird stuff, no doubt.
It's part of the game. We understand that. We've asked this question to everyone. I mean, when we had Zoe on, we're like, hey, you know, the portal's a full-time business. Should you get somebody hiring? It's almost like free agency, and he agreed. It's the free agency aspect. In a lot of ways, it's going to prepare you for the league, for those who have aspirations and have the talent, and you certainly do, and you're definitely on the fast track there, especially with the season that you put together. But this portal, and we asked, Cam, what would be a way that, hey, I would like to see the portal change in this direction? If you could reach out to the NCAA and make a change in the portal, what would you do?
I don't know how it would work, but I think it's just a little too free.
Too free?
Yeah, a little too free. But at the same time, it gives you, I guess it gives each player their own decision on what they feel like is best for them. So at the same, I don't know, it's a give and take. But at the same time, it's like, I don't think you should just leave because you want more money, or you leave because you don't feel like you can play, or I don't know. I don't know. To each his own, but I just be feeling like sometimes you got to fight through.
In your opinion, do you think a guy is more apt to leave in the portal over playing time, or because he knows he can make more money in an NIL deal going somewhere else?
I think playing time.
Okay.
Yeah, they'll probably leave more. But I think with the money situation, I don't know. They might.
You've got both now, right? So you had the portal, and then you got NIL to go on top of the portal. Speaking of NIL, congratulations! You signed a new NIL deal with John over at Life Wallet, our man over there, and Diana. I was texting with her today. I'm sure that she's a fantastic woman. So congrats on that.
Thank you.
Hey, I got a question though, because when you did your recent NIL picture and Tyler did his recent NIL picture, why were you smiling?
Tyler was old.
Tyler never smiles.
He's so angry in his face.
He don't really be smiling. Nah.
No, I was like, I was like, literally, Tyler.
He had a little smile last year with the 7 Series BMW photo. There was a
That's
little
because
smirk for that one, yeah.
And I know why. Because the interior of his car matched his hair, right? Cam chuckled at that one too. That's the only reason, because I has to go to that level extreme. I felt like reaching back out to, it's like, Tyler, blink twice if they've like abducted you, bro. Smile. Like, are you okay?
Like
Are you okay?
Mario.
Yeah.
Because Mario, it'd be hard to even see him crack a smile.
It looks like when he's in those recruiting photos, like it's work for him to smile. It's work.
No, but he loves that though. You know what I mean? I bet he's like the happiest in those pictures.
Yeah,
because that's his thing.
He's like, make sure you get the loafers in.
And they're
he's got to make sure it's full body.
Full body, yeah.
Cam did his shoot with Johnny the other day. He had his flip flops on, or his slides, I guess.
I thought it was just taking like a top half picture. I didn't.
Well, you had a green screen.
Look,
behind
I got
you,
it.
So then
I
now
got
you can
it.
make the background whatever you want.
The tandem. Here it is. It's loafers and slides.
Yeah.
That's it.
You could now, and behind that photo, like impose the background of Warzone. Like you're in the middle of that new, Al Mazrah place. Yeah, there you go. Let's bang out 5 questions real quick with the All-American Kam Kinchens.
questions.
All right, number one. See, he likes it, Ro. Yeah, Ro hates
No,
that.
I don't like that. That voice gets to me, bro. That voice.
Questions. What was the worst decision of your life so far? Mine was going back to work with the Gator.
Oh, that's a good one.
That's a good one. Yeah.
That's a good one.
Worst decision probably. Like in high school, my senior year, I had like a hamstring injury, and like I didn't go to the doctor because I thought the doctor was probably gonna tell me like I had to sit out or something like that. So I just tried to like rehab it myself, and then like that was probably like the worst.
I'm gonna rehab it myself. All right, yeah.
I'm gonna keep mine super simple. It was a she.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Next question. Aliens are here. They ask for the best song we got or we all die. What song do we give them?
Any song ever or current
Any song ever.
It had to probably be like a Michael Jackson song.
It's good. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm saying I think it would assure that they would kill us all, but I think we just rickroll them.
You might. I think we're gonna die anyway.
Exactly.
I'm gonna go with Phil Collins in the air tonight because at least before they kill us, I know they're gonna do the drum part
The drum
like everybody
solo.
else
Yeah,
does.
there you go.
Yeah,
All right.
even the aliens know that part.
I'll go with one that Cam's probably never heard.
All right.
American Pie.
Okay.
That's
an
because
old
he was
one.
like not even
Yeah.
close to
I
being
wasn't
born
born
yet.
yet. Yeah.
Did they play those on the American Pie movies?
No.
Maybe.
No.
No.
Have you?
No, they did not.
Yes.
They just
no,
had sex
maybe.
with pie.
All I know. No, this reminds me of a question we had a couple weeks ago.
What do you do with an apple pie? What do you do with an apple pie? What else do you do with an apple pie? You eat it.
All right. Next question.
Oh, God help me. Okay.
Moving along. What is the least attractive name?
I have to be probably like an old name, like
Gladys.
like something like that.
That is bad.
Marge.
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 Yeah.
Ooh, that's
Marge.
bad. That's bad. I'm just gonna have to say it. I'm gonna go with Karen.
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Ooh. You got one, Cam?
Nah.
All right.
No.
Here's one. Who is a celebrity you wish was still alive?
Sean Taylor.
There you go.
Yeah.
See, you win now. See, no one else can answer one.
Yeah, I can't even.
No one else
can't
can
answer.
answer. That's it.
We can't answer.
He just threw the
That's
goat
not-
out. That's it.
Yeah.
All right.
That's it.
Who's got the fifth question?
Because it's got so much more meaning than just him answering.
Exactly.
That. Think about
Oh.
think about why he said that.
This one's a multifaceted question, but I want to ask it.
Oh,
I want to ask it. It's a 4-part question, but I'll go first. If you were a Ninja Turtle, okay, what color headband would you have? What would be your name, your weapon, and what kind of pizza would you have? So me, I'm Francatello. I have a green headband. I have a lightsaber because it's my own damn question. I got a half Hawaiian, half meatball ricotta pizza. That's my answer. What are you, Cam? What's your Ninja Turtle color?
All right, my Ninja Turtle color is probably light blue. That's my favorite color.
Cool, I love it. What's your Ninja Turtle name?
It'll probably just be Cam.
I love it even better. What's your Ninja Turtle weapon?
Probably like a bazooka.
I love it.
It just solves all,
Just take it
just
all out.
solves all
Yeah,
the
take
problems.
everything
Yeah,
out.
they
Yeah.
don't need no ancient
Forget
samurai.
aiming. Just get it
weapons.
close to them. Yeah.
Yeah, just bring Cam. Shoot Shredder, Cam. Shoot him. We've been trying to fight him with a stick and sword.
That's
Shoot
all.
him.
Dude, you're on
And
there.
what's
Cam's
your
running
pizza?
around. Cam's running around a war zone with RPGs, man. There you go.
And what's your pizza?
Pepperonis and pineapple. That actually is good.
pepperoni and pine. Okay, so hold on a second. So you're a pineapple on pizza guy.
Yeah, I just said half Hawaiian
Yeah,
too.
I always thought it was weird. Like my roommate is from Mello, so It was just one time he just bought a pizza and it had pineapples and pepperoni. I'm like, what are you doing?
Cam.
I just taste it and it was actually good.
Cam, I'm going to tell you right now, just so you know, this pod's going to drop tomorrow, and that's going to be the most controversial thing you said in this entire interview. Just get ready.
100%.
Hate is going to come at you.
100%.
Half the fan base is going to come at you over that. So just prepare yourself for it, Cam. Prepare yourself.
That you like pineapple on pizza. It's like a big
Hawaiian
thing.
pizza. That's a thing. Yeah. So you stepped in that one.
I will tell you what, though. See, I love pineapple on pizza, but I'm not a huge ham guy. I'm going to have to try the pepperoni with the pineapple. That sounds like a great idea.
All right. That was 5 questions.
Really good. Who's your roommate? You said
Romello.
Yeah. Who's your new roommate?
You just killed Cam.
He's out of
He's off the camera.
Listen, Cam, you gave us like an hour of your evening. Thank you so very much. Congratulations on behalf of the entire fan base. Having an All-American on the roster, dude, just amazing job. We cannot wait to see what happens with you next year. And go have fun, have a great offseason, and have an awesome, awesome Christmas and holidays.
Thank you. You guys too.
Take care, man. Be well.
Thanks for your time, bro.
Thank you. I like my Ninja Turtle question.
It was a very
Phenomenal.
good question, and he was very apt to answer.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it just goes to show you that
Bazooka.
a bazooka. The favorite part of most of these guys doing this is not talking about football.
Exactly.
Well, so I would like to propose something moving forward when we do these interviews during the off season. Any current players that we stop asking them to shit on the offense. I thought he kind of got uncomfortable during that. No, did you sense that at all?
When did we didn't do that? I just asked him in practice. By what week can you figure it out?
No, that was a valid question.
All right.
Valid
all
question.
Yeah, we never even mentioned the word gaddish Joshua. Never. We're big
that was
fans.
valid.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
I think he was more uncomfortable with my question on whether it was difficult or not.
Yes. I think
That's the one that he got uncomfortable with.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. All right, whatever.
Which wasn't even nearly as bad as his question.
No, exactly. All right. What are we naming this thing?
A bazooka. So funny. What's your Ninja Turtle weapon? A bazooka.
A light blue
Bazooka.
There you go. Light blue bazooka.
All right. Very nice. All right, then we're taking a break for a couple weeks, kids. We'll be back with you. Next episode drops in 2023 in January. That's all I'm going to say. Be on the lookout for it. Until then, go Canes!
Help!
Bang.
That's another episode in the books. The Orange Bowl Boys are brought to you by Ed Morse Automotive Group. Visit edmorse.com.